Year 1996, I was in Mumbai for some work. I'm not from here. I grew up in the southernmost part of India where things are a bit more different and more affluent relatively. I was sitting in a rickshaw, and when the rickshaw came to a traffic signal, I saw a whole bunch of children. They came running to the rickshaw asking for food or money. Out of that one little child, she was only wearing an underwear. She looked extremely malnourished. She really got my attention. I didn't know what to do. I couldn't speak the language. I only had a few seconds before the signal turned green. So whatever cash I had in my front pocket, I took that and gave it to the child, hoping that I was helping her. Signal turned green, the rickshaw got moving. Out of curiosity, I looked back and I saw an older girl coming and snatching this money from this child and pushing that child back. I was angry, frustrated. I felt helpless, didn't know what to do. Went back to my hotel room. I started a conversation with God. I said, God, if you are God, if you are good, if you are love, if you are almighty, why do you allow this to happen? Didn't hear any answer, but I heard a question deep within me. Why do you allow this to happen? Really got me thinking. I wasn't expecting that. I tried to bury that under the carpet because when I found out there were more than 300,000 children on the streets of Mumbai alone at that time. Years went by, I got married, we had 2 children, and another incident happened. I heard from a friend of our family about an incident which he saw on the newspaper, a child, about 4-year-old child, lying on the streets in Mumbai, and a stray dog was lying next to him, and this boy was sucking the milk from the dog. When I heard that, I felt the same conversation rising up within me. If it was your child, and if you had the resource to stop that from happening, would you do something? I thought I would do everything possible to stop my children getting anywhere close to something like that. In the beginning of 2004, myself and my wife Seku and 2 energetic young volunteers. So we went out, we began to spy the land, came back and identified one location where we had a lot of kids on the streets. This was a place called Mahim. A lot of these kids were cleaning the trains and they were doing drugs. Even at the age of 9 or 10, they were, chewing tobacco even at the age of 6 or 7. So we thought, let's start right there. So we started with 6 children. We didn't know where to start, so we thought we'll start by feeding them. So we started by buying some snacks from a street vendor, fed 6 children. We grew from 6 to 10 children, 12 children, 15 children, 30 children. And we started as a feeding program because we had no idea where to start. But soon we understood we can provide food for the children, but if we don't educate them, there is no future. So we started educating them on the sidewalk, on a footpath. Soon we moved to a garden nearby, and eventually we got a bus. We turned the bus into a classroom. We built tray table behind the seats, and since we got a bus, we thought we could do multiple locations. But then eventually we found out the limitations of bus, and we moved from the bus model. Now we go into non-notified or illegal slums, and we rent out rooms in these slums, and we have our own education program for non-school going children in these non-notified slum communities. If a child is not in the classroom, the child is on the street, and it's dangerous. So a classroom does not only educate and sets that child to the path of his or her destiny. Classroom also provides a safe space for children to be in. Until the age of 6, a child is learning to read. But from the age of 6 or 7, a child is reading to learn. So if a child does not learn to read, at least by the age of 6 or 7, there is a high probability, especially in communities like this, these children will never complete education. So if a child is not educated, that means they are prone to exploitation. By the age of 12 or 13, these children are prone to be exploited by human traffickers, organ harvesting industry, crime syndicates, they are hooked to tobacco, drugs, gambling, their life is gone. So it's very, very important that we engage these children as early as possible. We launched the Vision Rescue Beacon Learning Centers, classrooms within the slum communities to engage children in education. Children between the ages of 3 and 7, they study in our Beacon Learning Center primary and pre-primary classes. Children who have dropped out of education, we want them to get back into formal school, and for that we have our open basic education classes. These are for dropout kids. And for children in formal schools around our slum communities, we strengthen them in education through our school support program. In communities where we cannot set up classrooms, we still educate children on the Vision Rescue Bus. Through our tuition centers, we empower youth, graduates within our slum communities to take tuition for other children in their own community. To free people from exploitation, we need to bring them out of poverty. To bring them out of poverty, we need to understand how poverty works. Okay, for example, just imagine I am a person who wants to move forward. I really want to move forward, but I am tied down from behind with ropes. One rope is illiteracy, another rope is lack of proper sanitation, the other rope is lack of clean drinking water, another rope is lack of healthcare, lack of nutrition. Just imagine these are all ropes holding me back. I really want to move forward. You are coming and feeding me, which is awesome. I'm okay for the time being, but if you really want to help me, you need to get behind me and cut those ropes which are binding me. Then I am really able to move forward. You might have to help me with some food or clothing or blankets initially, but ultimately I will be able to move forward and help myself. That is what we are doing with Vision Rescue. All our support activities with Vision Rescue are cutting the ropes to help people move out of poverty. To sustain children in education, we also work closely with our children's families and the communities through community service centers. These are stationary hubs within slum communities where our Beacon Learning Centers are operational. For children, we provide nutrition, healthcare, and sports training. For families of our children, we empower them with skill training, job opportunities, healthcare, rights awareness camps, counseling, and a lot more. And for our communities, we provide targeted community empowerment initiatives such as the Community Champions Development Program. These are people, these are volunteers who live in those communities. These are people who live in those communities who want to volunteer with us to transform their own communities. So these champions, they advocate among the community people for education, healthcare, nutrition, and development in their own neighborhood, taking ownership of the needs within their own community and driving transformation in their own slums. So far, over the last 18 years, we have been able to serve more than 6.5 million meals to malnourished children and their families. And we have been able to educate more than 12,000 children from these communities, by which we have been able to free them from exploitation. Right now, on a regular basis, we are working with over 10,200 individuals. These include children in our slum communities, in the school support programs, the teachers in the schools that we impact, empower through teacher training and other initiatives, and also their families. And our workforce, we have 130 people, full-time staff working with us, and we have 90 interns working with us, and we have 311 community champions who are working with us, and a whole lot of volunteers who come from universities and corporates. So we have a workforce of around 500 plus people regularly working with us. But we have a long way to go. We need you to stand with us. We need you to partner with us. You can partner with us in 3 different ways. Number 1, you can donate to the work of Vision Rescue. You can become a financial partner. Number 2, we need volunteers. Please contact us on our website and find out volunteering opportunities. Number 3, please be an advocate or ambassador for Vision Rescue. Wherever you are, tell your friends, your family, people in your world, how they can be a part of mission rescue and free more children from exploitation. I believe together, if we stand together, we can free millions of children from exploitation.